Do not ignore these synchronicities this week, my gorgeous Aquarius. Listen to me very carefully. Do not ignore these synchronicities. They are gonna be screaming at you throughout this week in order for you to notice them. These synchronicities are gonna be like crazy, like never before. Once again, you are going to realize how psychic you are, how spiritual you are, what an empath you are, my gorgeous Aquamarini, because you're gonna be able to read this like an open book. This is gonna be so easy for you. But let me tell you why it's so important to pay attention to the synchronicities throughout this week. From the beginning of this week, it's all about the synchronicities that are gonna be completely different, every single one of them completely different, but all these synchronicities are gonna be leading towards the certain point, towards the certain aspect of your life, and you will clearly understand that all these synchronicities are gonna lead towards you understanding exactly which life challenge do you need to accept. Something that you were like, no baby, no. Something that you were running away from. Something that you were like turning yourself away from, my gorgeous Aquamarini. But you need to deal with this, because if you don't deal with this, this is going to create an unnecessary blockage, and lots of other things are going to slow down, and you're going to find yourself like living your life with so many restrictions that you actually shouldn't live, that you shouldn't live at this stage of your life. So please, for the love of God, pay attention to these synchronicities, because they are going to be leading you towards you understanding exactly which life challenge do you need to accept, and something that you have been avoiding, but it is ever so important, because so much of a negativity that you've been through, it's also going to fall off, and I'm talking about a very, very heavy weight that has been on your shoulders for way too long. So please do not ignore these synchronicities. They will guiding you towards the challenge towards the life challenge that you have to accept, because if you don't, then you're not going to move on from square number 1 to square number 2. And I know you are going through a very, very difficult stage of your life at the moment, and I'm talking about this all the time, and this has been going on for so long, and almost as if you feel at the moment like everybody's against you, like 2 or 3 people are on your side out of like 50 people that should all be on your side, and you haven't even done anything wrong. But at least you do have a very, very, very special people in your life who you can always turn yourself to, and you know exactly, my gorgeous Aquamarini, who they are. But I know it's been really difficult, and this is because now it's like almost like lots of people are closing in like towards you, and you feel like you've been pushed into this corner and you haven't even done anything wrong. It's absolutely crazy. This is the reason why I'm saying this. It's almost maybe because you may not feel yourself completely at the moment, but bless your heart, this is all going to come to an end sooner than you can possibly imagine. And I'm telling you this because my gorgeous Aquamarini, you've had it very, very difficult. You've had it very, very difficult, and it doesn't mean that it's always going to be this difficult. You have got so much to look forward to, and all these people who have been nothing but negative and very selfish and very horrible and very dirty and very money orientated, this is all going to get back to them. Yes, you did find out about certain things, certain people, things that you don't really like, because some of them are your family members, you know what I mean, or they're your family members. Yes, you did find out this, but if this makes you feel better, you're not the only one. People do go through this type of things in their life, but this only shows how beautiful you are, how pure you are, how unique you are, and this should also be a sign and indication to not to sway off from your path, to carry on doing exactly what you are going to be doing, because you're going to be very much so challenged at the beginning of this week. Someone in your family or somebody is going to do something so kind of nasty, not really nice. And this is going to happen at a time when you are going to be going through some kind of a pressure. Be very careful there, because you don't want like to walk away from something that you have been working on for such a long time, only because of people are being really stupid and immature around you. So this is why you need to be strong. So yes, somebody is going to test you, a very much so, a really vile person, really vile fucker, really vile person. It's gonna be like really testing you at the beginning of this week. Someone is trying to do something dodgy, and this particular person is somebody in your life, and you're preventing them from doing something dodgy, because this is gonna fall back in your lap. You know, you're going to be kind of ultimately responsible for that if they do something dodgy. You know what I mean? But because they're so greedy, they're just carrying on with this. And because you decided to do something about it, now this person, this very, very vile person, snake, like a family member, someone, it's going to come to you, it's going to come at you and like kind of have a go at you. And this is the moment when I want you to be very careful, like not to explode, very careful not to overreact, and most importantly, very careful not to kind of get to the point where you're just going to have absolutely enough of everything and walk away from something that you should never walk away from in the first place. Something that you've been working on for so long, something that these people could never understand, never. And this is why, for the love of God, I just ask you to be strong. All this is gonna, karma can be a nasty mama. Karma, lots of people wonder what's happening to the karma of all these people around the world who are doing all these nasty things. What's happening to their karma? Look how old some of them are. Karma can be a very, very strange, karma can be very unpredictable as well sometimes, in terms of like time when karma is going to catch up with a certain people. But I'm telling you right now, this MF is not real. Oh God, another psyop. This oh my God, that person wasn't real herself, really, who said that. That MF is not real. That MF is not real. That person was not real herself. Okay, it's all a psyop. So anyway, so I don't know what I was going to say. Gone, bye darling. No, that's what I mean, my gorgeous aquamarini. So you just need to be strong, okay? Because this is gonna be your test, and I'm worried that you're just gonna walk away from something that you shouldn't. And I really hope that you're gonna see this reading on time, and you're gonna be able to protect yourself, you see, by just not allowing your like angriness to kind of take over, because this particular person is gonna come back and it's gonna have a go at you. Why did you do something? But what you did was the right thing to do, because you would be in trouble if you didn't do what you had to do when it comes to that particular person, cutting him or her off from something or something like that. You had to do this, because otherwise it's something, I don't know, it's like almost like to do with something dodgy. It's very difficult to explain, so, and that person is gonna show the vile snake face even more, having guts to actually have a go at you, something that is so wrong. And this also you should take as a blessing, because this is going to prove to your point to you once again how right you are and how wrong all these people are. It's just money does very horrible things to people, and what can I say? But anyway, moving on from that, my gorgeous aquamarini, moving on from that, at the beginning of this week you are going to have such a good idea. Listen to me very carefully, my gorgeous aquamarini. This idea is gonna be so good. This idea is gonna be a really good idea. And you're going to be intuitively guided. This good idea that you are going to have at the beginning of this week, it's going to happen at the time when you talk to someone beautiful, someone gorgeous, somebody who is very much so a beautiful person in your life. So they're not all vile snakes. You know what I mean? What I'm saying here, it's not all vile snakes. This is like a really beautiful, gorgeous person that you're going to be talking to, and that gorgeous, beautiful beautiful person. It's somebody in your life who you can say absolutely everything to. This person understands you from every single angle. This person understands you more than you understand yourself. What can I say? So you're going to be speaking to that person, and after that conversation, you're going to be all inspired, and then you're going to be so inspired, and then this is going to come to you like this good idea that is going to come to you. It's going to happen to you kind of intuitively, and it's actually going to bring this is to do a lot with the financial new beginning. It's to do with like a financial new beginning, but it's also to do, financial new beginning, you will see what I mean, but it's also to do with an unexpected financial success. Okay, so I think that I should narrow it down like this. This good idea that you are going to have, it's going to bring you an unexpected financial success in a very short period of time. And this in itself, it's also going to make you dedicated to this, because you are, as I said, this is going to bring you financial success in a short period of time, but you're still going to need to be patient. You're still going to need to be patient about something, and you're still gonna need to dedicate a big part of your life to this. This is gonna come to you naturally, because you will realize, you know what, now is the right time to stand up for yourself and be clear about what you want and what you need. And this is exactly what you will feel like you want, and you will feel like you need. And that is gonna be consisting of you understanding, but then again, I'm gonna have to move on and walk away from something. And when I say that you're gonna have to move on and walk away from something, this is a lot to do with the people in your life. Maybe you have found yourself like being around the wrong people. You have to remove yourself from the wrong people, and just maybe the certain people that walked into your life not that long ago, some of them are just very negative and dark, and they're living like a negative and dark attachments around them, and I don't like them. I don't like these people whatsoever. And these people are also doing something terrible to themselves, like in terms of like, I don't know, maybe like some kind of substances. Maybe they're using some kind of illegal substances or something like that. I don't know. They're doing something bad, and these people are part of this. No, I'm not talking about your family members now, okay? So you will fully understand that you need to move on, from, I'm gonna say it like this. Okay, so when you realize what you want, blah, 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 you're going to realize that you're going to need to move on from people who are not valuing you, from the people who don't value you, and from the people who don't really value who you are, and you will want to move towards a people who are more mature and who value you, who understand you for who you are, and who you can learn from so much, and vice versa. So it's about understanding which people are bringing you down, and understanding which people to go towards you, which people are going to play a specific role, especially when it comes to picking you up. Mature people who are going to recognize you and see how beautiful and how gorgeous and how unique and how powerful you are. Okay, because sometimes if we do find ourselves hanging around the wrong people, it's not really good, because it's bringing our energy down. And if our energy is brought down for too long, then it's seriously not good, because you don't see things about your life that you should actually see, because you are kind of like, you don't come out of your comfort zone often enough. By the time you get to the mid part of this week, my gorgeous Aquamarini, it's like, oh my God, this is getting better. This is getting better. So first of all, you had this good idea, and at around the midweek, like, oh my God, you are going to have a really big opportunity. Listen to me very carefully. This big opportunity that you are going to have happens once in a lifetime. So you do not ignore this, and don't wait with this, and don't wait for next month. Don't wait for next, like, oh, I don't have a time now, blah, blah. No, baby, no. Don't wait. This big opportunity is something that comes once in a lifetime, and it's going to require from you to do this immediately, to jump in immediately, because this big opportunity, it's also going to help you to discover so much about yourself. It's gonna help you to discover so much about yourself, but it's also going to really reflect on you in such a way where you're gonna need to realize, okay, this is gonna need lots of planning, but yes, this is pretty much on one hand going to help me to move forward like almost instantly, and then on another hand, in 4 months, in as little as 4 months time, you're going to experience something absolutely mind-blowing when it comes to your life. You're going to experience something in your life. You're going to experience your life in a way you've never experienced your life before. And you deserve this. You deserve this so much, because this is going to open your eyes towards all sorts of possibilities, towards the whole new world out there waiting for you. You need to understand that, I said that as soon as you become aware of this big opportunity, it's not only that. This is a lot to do with your destiny. It's a lot to do with a good luck. And it's a lot to do with, like, as I said, a chance, like a once in a lifetime. This is like, oh my God, what you need to understand, this is not, not only like a super wise choice, but it's also like, as soon as you become aware of this, you're already starting the process of like a spiritual birth here. Indeed, you're already planting a very, very powerful seed just by you acknowledging this big opportunity, and that's it. Okay, like, wow, just by you acknowledging this, you're already going to be in the flow. By the time you get to the last part of this week, my gorgeous Aquamarines, you know what? You are going to feel very, very creative. You're going to be doing something and you're going to be really enjoying yourself. You're going to feel extremely creative, like, yeah, baby, ballerina. You're going to feel so creative. You're going to be doing something, working on something. And then you are going to have this vision. You are going to have this vision, my gorgeous Aquamarine. You're going to go into this absolutely mind-blowing psychic mode. And this vision that you are going to have, it's also like kind of going to more be about like, what do you need to be flexible more? You're going to realize that you need to be more flexible about something. Suddenly this vision is going to come to you. Oh my God, I need to be more flexible. What am I doing? I'm wasting my time, I'm wasting my life. And then at the same time, you're also going to realize that by you not being flexible enough, that was made you to be unable to cope with certain things. And then at the same time, this was all happening just because you were going through maybe a little bit of a heartbreak. And this is where things kind of went a little tiny bit wrong for you. So this in itself, it's like, oh my God, that's another thing that you're gonna need to do. It's like, oh my God. So when it comes to big changes, you're gonna need, as I said to you at a midweek, I told you there is going to be, big opportunity. I told you around the midweek, it's going to be like a really big opportunity, but you are really going to need to jump in as soon as you possibly can. So this week, it's all about, as soon as you become aware of something, you just jump in. Just like this at the last part of this week, now when you become aware of this, you are, when it comes to that vision, when it comes to some, your flexibility, when it comes to you understanding that you need to be more flexible, you will know what exactly it's making you unable to cope. You will know what is making you unable to cope. And that in itself, it's really going to be such a passionate moment where you're going to need to really make a kind of like, again, a really quick decision. By you making a quick decision, you are going to really make the right decision, because at that moment in time, something is going to happen. You are going to ignite your passion. You're going to release your potential, and you're going to open your door to the divine, which means that now this in itself is bringing probably one of the most important stages in your life to you. This and you just have to be like really pretty much so. You have to understand that when something is affecting our flexibility, then something has come karmically to an end, and it's gonna like kind of like trying to get our attention in one way or another. So this is why this is so important, because something is holding you back. What they see this flexibility being affected, it's also to do with something holding you back. It's to do with the ties that are binding you. But now, this moment in time, this is all going to literally disappear. Be as open-minded as you can, and please do not ignore this sudden urge to explore something at around the end of the week. And this is also going to come through some kind of conversation. Somebody very close to you is going to mention something, and then you're going to realize that something is missing in your life, and then you're going to become aware of something that you want to explore. And this is something that it's also going to, oh my God, be part of absolutely everything, because it's going to make you aware of some kind of unfinished business that you completely forgot about, which is going to become absolutely major focus at this stage of your life. Okay, my gorgeous Aquamarini, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. Sasha Bonasin, psychic medium. Love you. Bye.